Tucked back in Animal Kingdom is Dinoland USA, and it goes without saying that it is kind of a problem for Animal Kingdom and the Walt Disney theme park altogether because it's just there. There is one very good ride, Dinosaur, but other than that, there's nothing to talk about this particular land. And I decided that maybe we should discuss whether or not to keep it or get rid of it, but the fact of the matter is, I can't have a good thought on why to keep it outside of Dinosaur. So, you know what? This is just a video on what should be done with Dinoland USA, because the fact of the matter is, right off the bat, I'll just say it, you should get rid of it. There's just no reason to keep it. So, what should you do with Dinoland USA? So my thought on this video was to give you 3 ideas of replacement for the land. And then I was going to give you a plus and a negative on each. The best thing I could do is to just go ahead and get it started. I mean, I don't see a reason to kind of, slow the video down any. So let's get going. Idea number 1. I mean, Indiana Jones is still a popular product. It's one of the most successful rides in California, and that is one big positive of bringing that product over to Disney World is you can reskin Dinosaur into the Indiana Jones ride over here. Now, the other big reason to do it is you have a 5th movie in production. And, say what you want about the Disney Star Wars movies. They did sell very well. It's reasonable to expect that the next Indiana Jones movie will also sell very well for them. It seems like a very good idea. Why not go with Indiana Jones? It's still a popular product. It is beloved by fans, and I think it could sell very well, similar to how Galaxy's Edge sells very well in Hollywood Studios. I feel the downside to Indiana Jones is that, it doesn't really fit, at least in my opinion, in Animal Kingdom. It's very, mythological, what with the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, things like that. And you could argue that you kind of have that with Avatar, but Avatar is more of an alien world. It does feel like it's supposed to be real. That is not Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is supposed to have that mythical feel to it a little at its heart. And I just don't feel that in Animal Kingdom. I just don't feel like it works the same. I don't know. I mean, you can argue that Disney their theming is getting lost a little, what with Guardians of the Galaxy and Epcot, Galaxy's Edge and Hollywood Studios, but I don't know. I like to see the theming hold, and I don't think Indiana Jones really does that very well. For the second pick, we're going with Zootopia. And, the reasons for this is kind of obvious. You get an animated picture in a theme park, which, let's be honest, isn't very kid-friendly. I mean, yeah, they have the safari ride, but I don't know, man. Like, my niece and my nephew don't really seem to enjoy that ride that much. They don't get very excited for it. You got the 2 Pandora rides. The boat ride is very technologically impressive, but Flight of Passage, kids can't ride that. They can't ride Expedition Everest. I mean, Dinosaur has a height limit. So you can see the attractiveness of having a Zootopia kind of area that could be very kid-friendly, that they just don't have at Animal Kingdom. So, that could be a big plus for that park. The negative aspect of Zootopia is that it is probably one of the least popular, animated Disney films, and it didn't even come out that long ago. You don't really hear people talk about it that much. You do kind of hear the Shakira song every once in a while, but yeah, I mean, Zootopia's kind of got lost in time already, and what is it, like 5, 6, 7 years old? I mean, there's just not a lot of people that care about Zootopia. So would it even hold much of success in that park? And I do think, much like I said with the Men in Black ride in my last video, I think the purpose of this land would be to try to get people away from Pandora, because that area gets so hard hit with people in Animal Kingdom, so you want to get more people, in that part of that, in that land, in that theme park. And to be completely honest, you kind of want people to you kind of want more people in that whole park, period. That's probably the least visited park of all the Disney parks. Yeah, so I don't know if Zootopia could pull it off. And for the last pick, I'm going to go with The Jungle Book, the live-action remake, the Favreau movie over the animated one. And I think the best thing it has going for it is easily, I think, the best fit for Animal Kingdom. You go around the lands in Animal Kingdom, you have Asia, you have Africa, so there might be a little bit of a clash in that mindset, but I still do think it fits very well into the theming of the park. It's very, I could already see like that temple that King Louis, is in as like kind of a centerpiece of the land. It could work very well. I don't really know what you do if you want to have, restaurants in the land, but you always think of something. I wouldn't know what you could do, what you would do with the Avatar land, but they figured that out. So, I think I think Jungle Book has the best, fit in factor, and that's probably the most attractive thing about it. Now, the negative for Jungle Book is it is the least popular of the three. I mean, you don't have the fanfare of Indiana Jones. I think you would actually get people coming to see the land for Indiana Jones the same way you do Galaxy's Edge. And as far as Zootopia, I mean, Toy Story Land's always packed. And I don't think you'll pull the same numbers as Zootopia, but I do think you'll get a little bit of that action like you do for Toy Story Land. And I don't think you're really going to see that with Jungle Book. It's just not going to be that popular kind of... It's just not that popular of a, of a movie. It isn't. It's kind of died out over time. I know that they wanted the sequel. Man, that was a while back now. I just don't know if they're doing the sequel. I know it's still slated to come out, but I guess we'll see. But it's definitely the least popular of the three movies. And now it's time for me to pick which I think should be the one going there. So I have the three choices: Indiana Jones, Jungle Book, and Zootopia. I'm the Imagineer right now. It's my video. I'm the one choosing. And of those three, I am picking The Jungle Book. And that might be a little confusing after how I said it was the least popular and I said it couldn't pull. Now, I think the one back point to that would be Avatar and Pandora. When they opened that land, that movie had lost every inch of its popularity. Now, I guess the counter argument to that would be it was the highest grossing movie when it was, released. But man, when that land opened in that theme park, nobody cared about that movie anymore. If anything, people disliked that movie pretty highly. So I think you can counteract, the waning success of Jungle Book. And I think Avatar proves that. So, yeah, I'm picking Jungle Book. Now, I guess I should give you two things to do with the theme park, or the land, not the theme park, for why I think it's a good, idea. And I'm going to give you the first thing, which is animals. Animal Kingdom has animals sprinkled throughout it. So why not bring actual animals, an actual orangutan, call him King Louis, an actual tiger, call him Shere Khan, an actual panther, call him, but what is it? Bagheera, that's the name. bring these animals into the actual land. You could see them up close and personal. And, it would be a nice way to connect it more to what Animal Kingdom's original theming was. And then finally, you got to have rides. I mentioned how cool would it be to see that King Louis, temple monument. Well, how about that be the, entrance to a big e-ticket attraction? Now, I thought of basically 2 rides, because I think you need 2 rides. And the first one would be this big, I was thinking of calling it something like King Louis's Escape, because I'm thinking of the scene in the movie where, I can't think, Mowgli has to escape from King Louis. I don't know if you want to make it a roller coaster or something like that, but just this big, exciting e-ticket ride where you have to escape King Louis. I mean, I just think that'd be a great ride. Then a small boat ride that, no height limit, no nothing. I know it's Disney and a boat ride. How many boat rides do you have? But, I mean, they're easy. But I'm thinking once again of that scene from the movie where he's riding down the river on Baloo's, stomach. Can you somehow recreate that? And bring in different animals from the jungle to be sitting on trees and things like that. Just all of these different kind of things that I think would be really fun and cool to do with, this different kind of land that you're working with. I think that's why the Jungle Book could really work. Now, the last thing I will bring up is Dinosaur, because you didn't hear me say anything about Dinosaur outside of the Indiana Jones thing. Dinosaur is off more or less on its own. And my suggestion would be, let it be on its own. I mean, Star Tours isn't connected to Galaxy's Edge. It's just sitting off there, and they let it exist on its own. So, just let Dinosaur be. Let it be its own attraction, because I don't want to lose that ride. But, that's me. So, either way, this video was basically just what I would like to see Disney do with Dinoland USA. If you have different thoughts, let me know. If you like one of the other suggestions I have better, let me know about that. If you liked it, let me know that too. And leave the little like and subscribe. Thank you.